I called the cops on my neighbor after watching him sneak people into his house at 2 a.m. every single night for 3 weeks. It started the first week I moved into my new apartment. I'm a light sleeper, so the sound of a car door slamming at 2:03 a.m. woke me up instantly. I looked out my window and saw my next-door neighbor Marcus walking someone up to his door. They went inside. 40 minutes later, the person left. The next night, same thing. 2:04 a.m. Different person. Same routine. By the end of the first week, I'd seen 6 different people come and go from his place, always between 2 and 3 a.m. I tried to convince myself it was nothing. Maybe he worked a night shift. Maybe these were coworkers. But then I started hearing the sounds. Muffled voices, sometimes crying. Once I heard what sounded like someone begging, please, just a little more time. My stomach dropped. I didn't know what to think. I tried Googling signs of drug houses. Late night visitors? Check. People looking nervous? Check. Short visits? Check. I know I should have just called the police right then, but I wanted to be sure. I didn't want to ruin some innocent guy's life over paranoia, so I started watching, taking notes, license plates, times, descriptions. A woman in a gray Subaru came twice in 1 week. A man in a Honda Civic showed up 3 nights in a row. They all looked exhausted, defeated. Some of them were crying when they left. After 2 weeks, I was convinced Marcus was dealing something heavy, maybe fentanyl. People were coming to him desperate, leaving looking worse. I still didn't call the cops because I needed real proof, something undeniable. So I did something stupid. I waited until I saw him leave one morning around 11 a.m. I knew he'd be gone for at least an hour because I'd timed his grocery runs. I walked over to his door. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely grip the doorknob. I tried it. Unlocked. I pushed it open, and my heart was pounding so hard I thought I'd pass out. The first thing I saw was a desk, papers everywhere, medical forms, bills, a laptop open to a spreadsheet. I walked closer. My legs felt like jelly. The spreadsheet had names, dates, and dollar amounts. This was it. This was the proof. I pulled out my phone to take pictures. Then I actually read what was on the screen. Insulin, 340, epinephrine, 890, albuterol, 160. My throat tightened. I looked at the papers on the desk. Medication receipts, pharmacy bills, a letter from someone named Beth. Thank you for helping me afford my daughter's EpiPens. You saved her life. Another letter. Without your help, I would have died from diabetic ketoacidosis. I can't ever repay you. My hands started shaking worse. I opened a drawer. It was full of receipts. Marcus had been buying medications at wholesale prices through some pharmacy connection and selling them to people at cost. No markup. Just helping people who couldn't afford their prescriptions. The crying I heard wasn't from withdrawal. It was from relief. The begging wasn't for drugs. It was people asking for more time to pay him back. I heard a car door slam outside. My blood turned to ice. I ran to the window. Marcus was walking up the driveway. He wasn't supposed to be back yet. I tried to leave through the front door, but he was already on the porch. I ducked into his bathroom and held my breath. I heard him come inside, heard him walk right past the bathroom. I waited 5 minutes that felt like 5 hours. When I finally crept out, he was sitting at his desk. He didn't even turn around. You can leave now. Door's still open. My face went hot. I couldn't speak. I walked toward the door and he said, I'm guessing you thought I was dealing drugs? I nodded even though he couldn't see me. A lot of people think that. I whispered, I'm sorry. He turned around then, looked right at me. My daughter died because she couldn't afford her insulin. She was 23. I'm a pharmacy tech. I have connections. So now I help people who can't afford to stay alive. I left without another word. That night at 2:06 a.m., I heard a car door. I looked out my window and saw a woman walking up to Marcus's door holding her daughter's hand. The little girl couldn't have been more than 7, carrying an empty inhaler. I closed my curtains and haven't opened them since.